welcome to the 5th round of the season here for the GP4 OC 2018 season. We're here for the Spanish Grand Prix at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, the third of 9 circuits that have been on the OC calendar every season, the first European race of the season, and it's in Spain of course, which is a nice circuit to go to. Circuit is mainly used for winter testing and is located in the Catalan region of Spain. 6 teams have won here over the past 12 seasons. Ferrari won here the most, winning 3 times. Previous winners here have included Evan Byrne, Will Nenner, Felix Sontag, Miguel Scow, James Willows, and actually Joseph Willows has not won actually here. Jay McKenzie as well. Joseph Willows actually has not won here in Spain. This is one of the few tracks he has not won. Willows has, but not the right Willows. So the circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, 66 laps, circuit length of 4.655 kilometers, 16 corners. The lap record set by Miguel Scow in 2009, a 1:18.599. Obviously the cars in 2009 were insanely quick then, to say the least, so that's why many of the lap records in 2009 are still actually remaining today, and that being one of them. The tyres we'll be using for this race will be the soft tyres, and the driver of the day from last time out was a tie between actually Amar Carr and Gabriel Gomez. Carr, who won in Baku, and Gomez, who finished a very impressive 7th of the race, 5.3 out of 10, which is not really surprising because it was a bad race. But anyway, here is the starting grid for the Spanish Grand Prix, and it is Florian Volker in the Mercedes on pole position ahead of Franco Lopez in Mercedes 1-2 on the front row of the grid. On row 2 it is Miguel Scow for Red Bull and Joseph Willows for Ferrari. On row 3 of the grid it is Joel Hutter and Amar Carr for for Red Bull and Ferrari, I should say. On row 4 of the grid we have Roberto Gamba for McLaren and Evan Byrne for Renault, qualifying once again by Roberto Gamba in the McLaren. On row 4 of the grid, or row 5 I should say, is Roland Moitian for Force India and Enis Barachki for Toro Rosso. Row 6, 11th and 12th, it is Tyrrell now Tyrrell and Paolino Tomaselli for Force India and Sauber respectively. Now Tyrrell, he had an okay start to the season I guess. Ian Capana, good qualified by him for Williams in 13th, ahead of Laura Chung for Toro Rosso 14th. Row 7. Row 8, Kirosima de Rosa 15th and Felix Sontag 16th for Williams. Row 9 of the grid we have Jay McKenzie for Renault and George Rowe for Haas. Once again Haas struggling in qualifying yet again. It seems to be their Achilles heel at the moment. 19th place is Etienne Jones and Franco Gamba 20th for Haas. And on the final row of the grid it is Gabriel Gomez, just fully qualifying from last time from his performance last time out in Baku, and Maxim Titkov in the other manner. So the weather for this race, it will be a dry race, a little bit of cloud, but 0% chance of rain, which is not really a surprise around Spain because it is one of the hottest countries in Europe when it comes to the summer, and it rarely ever rains in Spain to be honest. But anyway, here we go. On the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix, it is a long run down to the first corner, so who is going to get the jump is the 2 Mercedes on the front row, as the 5 lights are now coming on, and we're underway here in Spain, and it looks like Volker has made the best start ahead of his teammate. I don't think Lopez has made a particularly great start. I wonder if he'll get jumped by one of the Red Bulls to head towards the first corner. There's cars moving out all over the place, and Lopez behind might be overtaken by both Red Bulls. Well, I think he's been overtaken by one, has he? No, has he kept it on the inside? It's still side by side for second position. Has Lopez kept P2? It's side by side between him and Gal. I don't know if Gal's got the run around the outside. Hutter's right behind there as well, but Lopez just about keeps it, and Gal trying to defend from his teammate Hutter, who can't quite get through. So that was a good battle there for seconds. The rest of the cars make their way through. Roberto Gamba has made a great start. Parachki's moved up a place as well. Look at the rest of the field. So far I think everyone's avoided damage. Gomez is stuck at the back though. But Gal, who I thought was going to get past Lopez, it didn't quite work out for him. And as we look at Joel Hutter coming through right behind his teammate Gal, will he try and make a move? He's in his slipstream. Is he quite close enough? I'm not sure. But as they come through, heading towards the left hand, this is where one of the overtaking spots is, but also where there's been many crashes in seasons before. And there's a big battle behind between Roberto Gamba and I don't know if there was contact from Moitian behind, I'm not sure. Byrne trying to make it. Oh, Byrne makes contact with the Alpha there, / Sauber of Tomaselli there for 10th, but they get away without any damage. 2 Mercedes already getting a little bit of a gap to Gal in 3rd position. Hutter sticking behind his teammate Lopez, although he might be catching up to the back of Volker as they head round the final corner onto the front straight for the first time. Roberto Gamba made a good start. In 8th position, Carr has not had a good start so far to this race. Moiten's going to try and make a move on the inside of Roberto Gamba, heading towards the first corner, side by side between the McLaren and the pink Mercedes. Who is going to make the move, or is Moiten going to make it, or Roberto Gamba keep the position? Moiten's on the inside, and he gets that done pretty easily, I have to say. Parachki has made himself a good start. Now Tyrrell has not made a good start yet again. He's moved back up to 13th position past, I think that was Felix Sontag in the Williams. Now here's Chung and Mackenzie all over the back of Sontag. Now Mackenzie's going to try and make a move coming through into turn 4. It's on the inside. Chung's coming, maybe trying to get around the outside. Can't quite get stick as Roke is trying to get through past the other McLaren of De Rossa, and he has made the move stick for 18th. So unfortunately for De Rossa, struggling at this moment in time. And here we are looking on board with Miguel Ascal. We can see the two Mercedes just in front of him, but he just knows, I think, that he's just not quite got the pace compared to the Mercedes. As we're looking at the rest of the cars coming through, so far it's actually been yet again another clean start to this race. So far, no collisions at this moment in time. And actually, Willis is closing up to the back as Parachki trying to move on the inside of Carr there. Can't quite make it stick and stays in 9th, but Willis is definitely closing up to the back of Hutter, so I wonder if he'll make a move onto the front straight. And as we look through, Gals, he's keeping up, I think, just about with the Mercedes. Lopez is just sticking. He's not quite in the slipstream of his teammate Volker in front, but as we're looking on board with Gal in 3rd position, we need to see what happens if the Ferrari Willis is going to make a move on the inside into the first corner. And as we look at Gal coming through towards turn 1, and he's going to still stay in P3, but the battle is what is going to happen behind is the big question. As we are looking on board with Gal, I want to see what's happening. Hutter is still actually ahead of Willis, it seems, in 4th position, as here is Chung battling. I think that's with George Roke, and she went a bit wide, and no, it's Gamba, sorry, actually, who's going around the outside, now the inside for turn 3, and here's Roke as well. She's now in a Haas sandwich. That's not a sandwich he wants to be in. Gamba's on the inside. Roke is going to try and make a move on the inside. Has he got it? Not quite. Gamba's still side by side with Chung. Roke is just getting his way through the inside. Has he got the run off the corner? Still side by side. Chung will have the inside for the next corner, but will Roke try and hang around the outside? The answer is no. So she loses the position to Frank Gamba, but she keeps the position from Roke. So this was on board Frank Gamba. He tried to move into the first corner. Was there contact? There was, actually. That's what forced Chung wide. Gamba did eventually make the move, but Chung was not letting it go very easily. No, she wasn't, but eventually she had to concede the position to Frank Gamba, and she just managed to keep it ahead of Roke, but Roke will be all over her. So we'll see if she can keep that position or not. This is obviously the onboard from Roke, as we saw. Gamba was on the inside, and Roke tried to squeeze through as well. He had the run off the corner, but just unfortunately was on the wrong side for the next corner for turn 5, where he was unable to keep the position. You see, just can't quite get it there. Now here we are looking on board with Carr, who's right behind Roberto Gamba in the McLaren here. And is he going to make a move on the inside? Yes, a late one, but he gets it done. Now he's up into 7th position, so Roberto Gamba, unfortunately, yet again falling down the field. Now here we are looking at Mackenzie, who's battling now Tiernan for 13th position. Mackenzie on the inside, going past the pink Mercedes very easily. He's on the inside, that will be P13. So up another position is Mackenzie. Now Tiernan once again struggling in this race at this moment in time. Here's Lean Campana, who's having a good race so far, on the back of Byrne, who himself I think is close behind Tomaselli in the Sauber. Now that is the battle for 10th position. Byrne actually having to really defend there from Campana, but he's closing up to the back of Tomaselli in front. There's Jones right now on his own at the back of the field at this moment in time. Willis again still hanging on the back of Hudson, just not quite close enough to make the move. Now Parachki is closing up to the back of Roberto Gamba in 8th position. In time. Now here is the battle for 10th, and also the battle for 12th behind Byrne, all over the back of Tomaselli. This is for the final points position. As they come through, as Parachki was Roberto Gamba defending from Parachki. The car's moving about all over the place. Mackenzie trying to make a move on the inside of Campana, but he can't do it. Now Franco Gamba is there, and there's a battle there as I think Chung has just got past the Williams of Sontag there. As we look through the rest of the field, so again a very clean so far, and Byrne all over the back of Tomaselli coming through the final chicane, the chicane which I really don't think should be there. It's, in my opinion, the worst thing they could have really added to this track. But anyway, here is Byrne on the back of Tomaselli heading towards the first corner. He's going alongside the Italian, and this should be the move done for 10th position. Byrne on the inside, and actually Mackenzie behind is on the inside of Campana. Byrne is through. Is Mackenzie through? Yes. Teamwork from the Renaults. And I think Gamba has got past Sontag. Actually, no, Chung has actually got past Sontag as well, actually, I should say. And now Roke is all over the back of the Williams. So Sontag again struggling, and Campana's performing very well so far in this race. Only been 5 laps, so there's still a long way to go. Roke trying to squeeze through on the inside. He has done it. Sontag nearly went off the circuit there, and so did Roke actually, but Roke did make it through. But Sontag yet again struggling. At the same time, he does have a lot of fuel in his car. It probably is why he's struggling so much. But he's moved up another place as Roke, but as we look through, Willows again still on the back of Hutter, but just not able to be close enough to make a move. Now, speaking of making a move, here is Mackenzie on the back of Tomaselli for 11th position. Will you make it through? And no, there's always a bit of contact there. Will Mackenzie sneak through on the inside? No, not quite. So he's going to have to do a little bit more than that to make through. He's going to have to actually overtake him, not that way. So you can see the gap. You can see all 5 cars at the moment going as we're on to lap 6. You can see them all in the same straight. The gap about 1 second. Lopez just can't quite get it to Volker at this moment in time. But he's just probably biding his time. We've still got 60 laps left of this race, so we've got a long way to go. Look through the cars coming through the first few corners. Now here's Mackenzie passing Tomaselli. This is for 11th position. Mackenzie on the inside. He's going past the Sauber, and this should be 11th, and it is. And Franco Gamba himself is actually going past, I think that is Campana, so for 13th. So Franco Gamba making a good recovery so far in this race, up to 13th position. As he's already now on the back of Tomaselli, actually already in the slipstream. He's never going to make a move here because it's a bit late, but he's already on the back of him. So Franco Gamba so far having a very good start to this race. I was looking at the scout in 3rd position. You could see them say he's just in front of him, but he's got he's fine because Hutter at the moment is keeping Willows at bay. Interestingly, as you can see, actually Moichin's not that far away actually from these guys. So I wonder if he'll close up because I don't know what his fuel's like, but we'll see. See, we're looking at Sontag, who's locked up. He's made a bit of a mistake. He's really struggling on those tyres at this moment in time. At the back of the field, running in 18th position. And you can see just Jones coming through in last. There's Roke just in front of him, who's just overtaken. Oh, there's been a crash! Oh, what's happened? Campana is out, and I think Chung is out as well. And it looks like they have come together, the 2 cars. And let's have a look at what happened. So this was Chung on the back of Lean Campana coming onto the mini back straight, and Chung went to the right, which is the wrong side, and then just she swapped to the left. She does, and she tries to make it on the inside, and you could just see that was pretty inevitable. That was going to happen, unfortunately, between the two. And both drivers around. Oh, what on earth? What just happened there? And there was a couple of cars that just had stopped there on the circuit. No idea what happened there, but that was really weird. Now here is Maxime Titkov, who's on the back of De Rossa, who's just got no pace whatsoever in that car, and Titkov goes through up into 17th. So De Rossa really not having a good race. Roberto Gamba still in the points at this moment in time, but he's still got Parachki right behind him. Sontag yet again going a little bit wide there, really struggling on these tyres. Now here is Gamba trying to make it through past Tomaselli, the 2 Italians fighting each other. There's Parachki on the back of Roberto Gamba for 8th at this moment in time. That could be an interesting battle brewing. So as we're looking at Parachki coming through the final chicane, and he should be close enough to be in the slipstream of the McLaren as they come onto the front straight, and he's not quite in the slipstream, so unfortunately he's had to wait probably a few more corners. If he can get a good run through turns 1, 2 and 3, could make it into 4. Moves there are possible. Speaking of moves that are possible, this is Franco Gamba trying to get alongside his fellow Italian Tomaselli. He's now alongside Tomaselli, and he should make this move for 12th into turn 1. And he's already ahead, and yep, that was pretty easy. Done and dusted, just like that. So there we go. He's through, up into 12th, and he's already left Tomaselli for dust. Meanwhile, we're looking at Volker right now chilling out front, and De Rossa making a bit of a mistake there. He's struggling as well on these tyres, so Sontag has got a friend who's also struggling as well. Now here's Mackenzie on the back. This looks to be his teammate Burns. This is a Renault battle for 10th position at this moment in time. Mackenzie trying to make a move on the inside for 10th, but Burns is really not going to let it go easy. And as we're looking through, coming through turns 1, 2, and now 3, Burn defended well. Mackenzie's now lost ground. Parachki as well, still not able to get through. As Franco Gamba goes wide there, makes a little mistake, but keeps the car on the road. That could have been very deadly. We've seen accidents happen there before, but Franco Gamba fortunately keeps it on the road, particularly when you're going so fast through that right hand. I mean, in these cars, it's pretty much flat. So if you make a mistake there, and if there was gravel, he would be off insanely quickly. Now here is Miklos Gau, who is in the pits for Red Bull, so he looks to be doing probably what's going to be, I would think, the 3-stop strategy. So he comes in and he'll change all 4 tyres. Let's have a look at the fuel that he has, or that he put in his car. And
okay, no pressure.
Yeah, I think probably going to be a for a 3-stop, I would think. He pitted so early, so if he did a 2-stop, it will really badly affect him, because he's gonna, particularly around this track, the one thing you need is good tyres, because it is a tight and technical circuit. So, well, the question is, actually, will Gal come out? He'll come out, it looks like, behind the two Renaults who are currently in a battle. And it looks like he might come out just ahead of Franco Gamba, will he? Into the first corner, it's going to be close. And it's just about side by side, but Gal just gets out in front, which is going to be important for him. But unfortunately, he's now going to have to deal with the two Renaults who are still battling. This is for, well, what is now 9th position. Mackenzie in the slipstream of Byrne. He's going to try and make a move on the inside. He's in the slipstream. Will Byrne defend? He doesn't actually defend this time. Mackenzie might actually make it through here, and he does. So Mackenzie up past his teammate Byrne into 9th position. So there we are. Now, of course, they've got Nicholas Gal for company behind. And Gal will probably make mincemeat of these two. So as you look, and he already defends, actually moves to the right, does Byrne, so that won't please Gal. Now, actually, Willers is coming in to the pits now. So the question is, will he come ahead of Gal? I would think he would, and there's a yellow flag out. Oh no, Roberto Gamba is off. And Roberto Gamba is off, and I would imagine it was probably involving him and Parachki. Whoa, he rejoins right in front of the Force India there, and yes, it did. There was the contact between Parachki and Roberto Gamba, and Parachki just bumped him out the way and said thank you very much, and took the position there. So we're looking at Willers coming out of the pits, and he is going to come out, looks like, I think, just behind this battle. Mackenzie now on the back of Parachki, actually, so, and Willers is just going to come out ahead, because there's Gal actually passing Byrne, so that is very close, but Willers does, fortunately, oh, that's very close, actually. That's close. Just imagine, probably if Gal wasn't involved in those battles, he probably would have, actually, I've just realised as well, I think Willers has actually jumped Gal. I've just realised in my head that Gal was ahead of Willers, because he was running in 3rd, so Willers has actually jumped Gal after the stop there, so he's gone longer, he's done the overcut, and he's actually got ahead of Gal, who is held up in that traffic. So, that's unfortunately for Gal, that's not worked out. Now, Volker is coming in, and so it looks like he's doing the 3-stop as Lopez just catches up with him as the pit lane is a really awkward position, particularly coming off that chicane. If they didn't have it there, they could go in at supersonic speed. But anyway, into the pits he is, and I think I would imagine he's probably going to do the 3-stop as well. I mean, probably if you're pitting before lap 20, I'd say you're probably doing the 3. And yep, that's light fuel, so yep, Volker is definitely doing the 3-stop. So out of the pits he comes. The question is, where will he come out on the circuit with regards to traffic is going to be the big question. So he is going to come out, I think maybe behind Omar Carr, maybe alongside him, probably behind him I would think. As he now gets back up to speed, and Carr is there actually, so where is Volker? So this could be close. If Volker gets out in front of Carr, this will be important for him, and I think he might just about get out ahead. And the answer is yes, he does, and that's important for Volker, because if he didn't, that could give a chance to Lopez to do the do the overcut. And actually, here is Willers who goes past Parachki into turn 1. He's up into 7th, and Byrne being overtaken by Franco Gamba for 10th. So again, Franco Gamba having a very good start to the race so far. Let's see, we're looking at Nicholas Gal, who's on the back of Parachki, the Macedonian, and although he's not making it easy, the sister teams battling here, and Parachki is a little bit wide there, and Gal's going to have a better run, but he's just not going to be able to make a move into the left-hander, will he? Nope. You don't see many people overtaking there, so he's unable to do it there, so he'll have to wait until the back straight to do it, of course. And as we look through, as they come through, and Parachki once again defends, this is going to very much frustrate Gal, having been jumped by Willers in the stops, so he really needs to get past him ASAP, and otherwise he's going to be badly affected for the second half of the race. So he's on the back straight now, so surely Gal will make a move. He'll go to the left, will he? No, actually, I thought he'd try and do a late move to the left, but no. And now Willers on the back of the car in front of him, of Mackenzie. As we're looking through, at the moment, Moichin running actually up high at the moment in 3rd position. So this is so far turning out to be a good race by Reda Moichin. We haven't seen much of him. We're looking at Volker at the moment running in P4. Willers all over the back of the Renault in front of him. And he's surely going to make a move Willers into the first corner. I imagine he's on fresher tyres in the slipstream. This should be mincemeat for him. He's now making a move to the inside of Mackenzie into the first corner, and this is going to be the move done. I think Gal is finally now making a move past Parachki down the front straight, and this should be a move for him. And yep, he's now up in that position, but he's lost an absolute ton of time, and now with Willers actually having got past Mackenzie, is going to lose out a lot. So unfortunately for Miklas Gal, it's not going particularly well for him at the moment. Roberto Gamba is now moving up to 12th position, trying to recover positions after his collision with Prachki. As we look through the rest of the order, so far 20 cars obviously still running in this race. Moichinese could be pitting in probably a few laps now. I wonder if he'll be doing the 3 or the 2. Maybe the 2, we'll have to see about that. But here's Hutto coming through the chicane, and actually into the pits comes Moichin, so I'm interested to see actually if he does decide to go for the 2 stop or not. It's 18, it's still relatively early. I mean, he could go for the 2. I think we'll have a look actually fuel wise. So let's have a look as he changes all 4 tyres. And I think
just prepare yourself for the first gear.
It's going to be interesting to see what he does here. So out of the pits he comes, and so he comes back out on the circuit. So we'll have to see actually. Moichin, he could come into this battle. He could easily get top 5 here. Now here is Gal, who's going past Mackenzie. And Moichin's actually not that far off Gal, actually. Now he's just come out the pits. So Gal now finally overtakes Mackenzie, so he's actually got past Mackenzie pretty easily. Now he might try and go after Willis, but we'll see if he can. Now here's Parachki, who's actually pitting this lap. He's got Frank Gamba all over the back of him. He's now turning in 40th position, running on his own. He's got Roke fairly close behind him. Etienne Jones actually has been lapped after lap 18, so that's quite quick actually. And Jones actually hasn't even pitted yet, so showing the pace that Mercedes do have. Now Parachki is in for his first stop of the race, so and he's about lap 19, so he could do the 3, could do the 2. So he changes all 4 tyres, fuel in. That is pretty light fuel, so it looks like it's going to be the 3 for Parachki. And so he comes out of the pits, he's dropping down the order, he's going to be well outside the points, but so far had a decent race, Parachki, and so far this season I think he's performed relatively well. He's dropping down to, I think that is 16th position, and out of the pits he does come. And he's going to be in clear air, which is good for him of course. So as we're looking at Florian Volker, right now running on the podium at this moment in time, running in 3rd. Lopez obviously has not pitted yet, and neither has Joel Hutter in 2nd, so these guys are obviously going to be doing the 2 stop. And it's going to be interesting to see whether the 3 or the 2 works. I mean, surely no one's going to be ballsy enough to really try the 1, and particularly around this circuit where it's tight and twisty. And yeah, so we'll see if... And not really, it's quite difficult to overtake around the circuit as well. Although we have seen a few, but we're looking at Titkoff trying to pass his teammate Jones, and he has. Did Jones go off there? It looked pretty close, but Titkoff has made it through anyway. Up into that 19th, that's the battle to not be last. As we look through at him coming, and now Joel Hutter is lapping him, so far the Manners right now running on their own at the back. Already been lapped, so they've now been lapped by Lopez, now by Joel Hutter. Coming through, Hutter I think he's going a little bit longer I think than what Lopez is, I believe. Yeah, I think he's running a touch more than what Lopez is, so we'll have to see actually where Hutter comes out on the circuit after his stop, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see. So at the moment Lopez and Hutter obviously have not stopped. Volker and Willows have, Carr and P5 hasn't. And we're going to probably look through the rest of the top 10 as well. Gal has, Moichin has, Mackenzie hasn't, Franco Gamba hasn't, and Byrne haven't. They have not pitted. So there's still quite a few that haven't pitted yet, so obviously those guys are all going to be doing the 2 stop. Looking through Roberto Gamba, Tomaselli, now Tiernan, Roke, Sontag, they're all doing the 2, so it's going to be interesting to see come the end of the race. Now here is Willows, who's actually passed his teammate and the winner last time, Azerbaijan Carr, just absolutely zooms past him down the straight. And he makes it very easy, although Carr would have let him through because they're on different strategies. And I think Carr, he's had a lot of fuel, and I don't think he's pitted yet. So I think actually Carr is going to attempt the 1 stop, but so far, not convinced it's working. I really don't think it's going to work. Now into the pits comes Lopez. He is going to be doing the 2 stop, so he will relinquish the lead to Joel Hutter, who will be leading. I believe this is the first time I think he's led an OC race. So if he goes around for another lap or so, he'll lead an OC race, which will be he'll be very happy about. I mean, still no one expected him to be in a Red Bull seat at the end of last season. Well, if anyone said this time last season that Joel Hutter would be racing for Red Bull, you wouldn't have believed it. Although come to think of it, Hutter did, I think, finish P5 last season in Barcelona. I'm pretty sure he passed a Mercedes on the last lap as well, if I can remember rightly. But as we're looking at Willows coming down, and Lopez is fortunately going to come out ahead of Willows, so It nearly worked for Joseph Willis actually, but Lopez does come out in front crucially. The thing is for Hutter now, he is going to have traffic ahead. But as I said, he's leading an OC race, and he'll be very happy about that. And at the moment, he's definitely in contention for probably the top 5. As we're looking at Carr, who's gone a little bit wide. He has, whoa, there's a little slide there. Lets the Red Bull through, and also lets the Force India through as well. But Carr under pressure. I think that was from Gal behind, and what goes wide there, loses the position to him and to Moichin, who goes past pretty quickly as well. So Carr is going to be in for a long race, I think. Now here is Florian Volker. This actually, oh hang on, this actually is the battle for the lead, but of course Hutter has not pitted yet. But Hutter has fortunately led the lap before Volker has now overtaken him, so Volker will retake the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix, and there we go. So Joel Hutter still going around. He's going to be pitting pretty soon. Willows at the moment right now running a P4. Gao is running ahead of Moichin, who's actually pretty close behind him. So unfortunately for Gao, it's not really worked for him so far this race. Mackenzie is now coming in for his first stop of the race for Renault. Been involved in a battle with his teammate Byrne, and he's generally kept out of trouble, but as I said, had been stuck behind his teammate for a bit, but eventually got past him. So I mean, as I said, people were stunned that Mackenzie left Mercedes, but he went back to Renault and his old team. So in he comes, so he will be on the 2, and so changes all 4 tyres.
Okay, no pressure.
And there we go, Bob's your uncle.
Yourself for the first gear.
So changes all 4.
First gear.
And it's not actually a particularly quick stop. It seems pretty long for Mackenzie. That was not a particularly quick stop. Nearly 10 seconds that one. That felt like an eternity, really. But they put enough fuel in. And into the pits actually comes, I think, Roberto Gamba as well. And Mackenzie is going to come out in 9th position, maybe 10th. Now Turinen's there. That could be close into the first corner. And will he come out ahead of now Turner and Mackenzie? The answer is just about side by side, but he does, and crucially, he's in clear air, and actually Parachki is there, so he has come out ahead of Enis Parachki, which is important for him. And Parachki was held up behind the Force India of now Tiranen, trying to make a move on him. Can't quite make a stick there, although now Tiranen has gone very wide, and Parachki might make it through here, and he has. He's now up into 10th, and well, unfortunately, probably had he not been held up by now Tiranen, he probably would have been ahead of Mackenzie, but Mackenzie is ahead after his stop. Now here is Byrne battling with Sontag, and Byrne is through. Gets a better run off the corner, and that is 13th place for the Irishman, past the German. Now we're looking at, oh, Volker's made a mistake there. And oh, Florian Volker, I think, has made a mistake coming through turn 3. And he's been unlapped. So what happened here? So yeah, he just made the same mistake the car did. Actually goes a little bit wide onto the AstroTurf. And what goes wide, but fortunately keeps the position. Now here we're looking at Maxime Titkov. We've got a huge battle ahead. We've got so many cars that are in a battle here. And we're looking at Titkov, who is going past the Haas there. Is that Franco Gamma, I think? Or is that Roke? Pretty sure that must have been Roke. As we're looking at Joel Hutter, who's finally now coming in for his first stop of the race. He's gone the longest out of the top guys. He obviously is going to be doing the 2. Definitely not the 1 stop. That would be an absurd ask to go 30 laps. Or 40 laps even, I should say, on this set of tyres. It would just not. It would not work. It would be an absolute disaster. That is for sure. So Hutter pits, and he'll be on the 2. As he comes, he'll be on fresh tyres on the rest of them. But actually, where would he come out? So he'll come up behind Gal and Moichin. Actually, Moichin is on the back of Mingles Gal here. So Gal has just not got any pace at the moment in that Red Bull. And so Moichin is going to go past, it looks like, Mingles Gal into the first corner, which he does. He's up into P4. Roland Moichin having a great race in the Force India. Joel Hutter will come out crucially ahead of Armar Carr. He'll be on fresher tyres, so I imagine probably if Gal's got no pace, Nuss has just come out fresher tyres, he will probably pass or catch up to Gal pretty quickly. Now we're looking at Roke, who dropped down to 90th. I don't know what happened to him. He just got passed by everybody. Just really struggling in this race at this moment in time. He's now behind Titkov and also behind De Rossa. And will Titkov make a move on De Rossa? No, but of course they've got now Mercedes right behind that they'll need to move out of the way of. And this is obviously the battle at the back of the field, and I believe, is this Volker or Lopez? I'm not sure. But they'll need to get out of the way. Titkov trying to make a move there, and oh my word! Oh, that was so close. Lopez made a late move there into the chicane as he's trying to make his way through the traffic as quickly as possible. And he does get through past Roke, and he almost lunged it down the inside of Titkov there, but fortunately no harm done. But that was incredibly sketchy. Let's have a look at it again. So he's behind Roke, who led him through. And unfortunately, Titkoff was trying to move on De Rossi in front of him. It's never really going to work into there, and he launched out the inside, and they so nearly made contact there. That was so sketchy, and then Lopez eventually got through the inside and round the outside for the better run off the corner and made the move. But that was just so scary. That really could have been it there for him. Tomaselli is in. Titkoff now finally on the inside of De Rossi. This is for 16th position. Now that Tomaselli is in, and you can see him just coming out of the pits there, and Titkoff on the inside and makes it past De Rossi, said who's had a god-awful race. And he'll really want to just finish this race ASAP, because he's just got no pace in that car whatsoever. Been battling at the back with Titkoff and the Manners all race. Now, Roberto Gamma actually is back there as well, but of course he was unfortunately involved in that collision with Enes Parachki, as the salvo there of Gomez went very wide off the corner there, not got a good run, and he can't make the move here, so he's got to wait until the straight, if he can stay close enough in the slipstream, of course, that is. He's right behind the salvos. He comes through the right-hander, and will he make a move through? I'm not sure. Rogue has actually got past De Rossi, just seen on the graphic below. Now, will Roberto Gamma make the move here? Nope, he can't, although he goes a little bit wide, Gomez. Roberto Gamma going to try and stick it up the inside, and just not quite got the grunt off the corner there, but you don't really make many moves into that corner anyway, so he fails. So here we are looking at, oh, there's a Haas coming out of the pits there. That is, I think, Franco Gamma just behind Evan Byrne. You won't be happy about that, but just behind Byrne. And now turning, this is the battle for 10th position, but Gamma might try and make a move on the inside. Now turning here, no, not quite, and Gamma would have ideally wanted to come ahead of both of these two. But Franco Gamma is going to try and make a move on the inside and now turn into the corner. Will he make it stick? The answer is no. But now Turin really, I don't think now Turin actually has pitted yet, I'm pretty sure. So he'll be past Gamma pretty easily. But Gamma will be pretty annoyed because he would have wanted to come ahead of Byrne. He's almost pushing now Turin through the corner. Look at how close he was behind the Force India. He might actually make the move here, will he, Gamma? And yes, he does. Gets it done very quickly. And they've now got the Mercedes behind, although Gamma's on fresher tyres, so he might get away. Now Turin won't, but Byrne will go after. Gamma will go after Byrne. He'll put the afterburners on, and he'll see if he can make it through past the Irishman. Now here's Roberto Gamma all over the back of the Sauber, and he can't make it through here. You don't make moves into this corner. It really is just not going to work. So Roberto Gamma trying to get past Gomez. Now they'll have Willows, who is going to lap them, coming on to the back straight, or the back mini straight. And Roberto Gamma is going to try and move to the left. He does. He's going to make a move on the inside. There was nearly contact. He should be through now, and the answer is yes, he is. Up into 40th position. Of course, Willis is behind. They need to get through this traffic quickly. It just doesn't look like anyone's going to get anywhere close to the Mercedes today. They're just way too dominant, it seems, as Willis does go past Gomez, coming into the chicane. And as we look at Gamma coming onto the back straight, as we look through look at Moichin there, who's about to come on and lap all these guys. Where is Gal actually? I don't know how far Gal's behind. Hutter's actually only 1.5. Behind Gal at this moment in time, so he'll catch him probably in about a lap or so, maybe even next lap. Now here is Titkoff, who's going past Gomez, who is just really struggling in this race. He's been at the back the whole time, and it's just not improving for him. Titkoff is through, passes Gomez, and now Gomez will be under pressure from Roke in the Haas behind. This is the battle for 16th position. So Roke in this right behind Gomez, and make a move on the inside. Gomez not going to let it through easy. And will Roke make it through there? The answer is no. Gomez goes a little bit wide. They've got, I think that's Roland Moichin, who's trying to lap these guys, stuck in a whole heap of traffic. And Roke will let Moichin through. I think Moichin will go around the outside. Will he? Yes. No. He's going to go around it. And I think Thomas said he might make it back through Roke here. If he's not careful, Roke will, I think, just about keep the position. Now Roke will try and keep up to the back of Moichin, because then he could try and sneak through past the car in front of him. As they come through the right-hander onto the back straight, Roke's right there, but of course Moichin's going to go lap him, and I think Roke will try and make it through as well. Will he? Yes, he's going to make use of this cheat and will pass Gomez on the straight there. I had a feeling that would work. So both Sowers and Hutter all over the back of his teammate Gal there. Tried to make a move and failed, coming through at the end of the back straight there. He failed to make it stick, and now of course they've got to get past the two Saubers who are battling in their own race, and you're never really going to make a move into the chicane there. Now Gal, this is exactly what he didn't. What? Oh my! Oh what? Oh my! What even was that? That honestly took me by surprise. I was not expecting to see that. I've never seen that before. That is quite incredible. Look at that. I'm stunned how he's just done that. I have never seen anyone do that into the chicane. Miguel Scow just look at that. Just dived it down the inside of Tomaselli there. How he has not taken Gomez out in the process, I've no idea. Physics. Jesus. And here we are looking actually on board from Hutton's point of view. I want to see this actually. Look at that. That's just impossible. That you couldn't have timed that any better. And that was quite incredible. As I said, that was unbelievable. That move that Gal just did there. That is, yeah, unbelievable. That's all I've got really. No other words to say really. Here comes Florian Volker meanwhile into the pits, and he will not, of course, be going to the end. He'll be doing one more stop on the 3. So the question is, will he come out in traffic? Because this is important, because of course Lopez is on the 2, and he will be pitting, of course. So we are going to see what is going to happen here. So Volker comes out of the pits, and where would he go? Would he go out behind Willers? Actually, Willers was pretty far behind, and actually no, he will come ahead of Willers. So the Mercedes showing their dominance in this race, so he will come ahead of Willers. That is important. So it looks like it is going to be a battle between the two Mercedes for the win today. Here's Roberto Gamba battling with a Manor, and as we look at, there was a Sauber coming in the pits. I believe that was Gabriel Gomez that came into the pits there. And as we look through the rest of the field, there's actually Moichin going past some lap traffic there. There's Titkoff actually that goes past Sontag as well. So Titkoff having we got 13th, having a good race so far. Great battles in the back. Now Roberto Gamba has made it past Sontag there, so Sontag has been mugged, and he could be mugged by Roke behind as well. So the front runners, obviously Gao is going to have to use his powers again. He's got four cars to get through. Actually, Roke is going to easily go past Sontag for 15th, but Gao is going to have to get deal with getting past these guys again. But I think probably Hutter is going to be pretty frustrated that, of course, he's still behind Gals. Now here's Roberto Gao going to try and make a move. It's getting quite close to tick off, but no damage done, fortunately. But now that's going to allow Roke to close up behind. And Hutter, as I said, he'll be pretty frustrated at the fact that he's still behind Gal. He would have wanted to have passed him by now. But of course this traffic is not helping Hutter or Gal. As a matter of fact, actually, is Hutter's going to try and go past. Will he try and swap to the inside on Sontag? No, he'll go around the outside, which would be the inside for the straight. And he does go through, but loses him. Look at the amount of time he's lost just having to do that there. So, but fortunately, Gal's got traffic ahead of him that he'll have to deal with. So, fortunately, he'll probably catch up pretty quickly on fresher tyres anyway. But fortunately for Moichin ahead as well, is that he's got past all these guys anyway, so he doesn't have to deal with it. So, as I said, Gal really struggling for pace, and Hutter's going to be, as I said, frustrated that he can't get past Gal. The traffic is not helping either. It's been a very interesting race. It's been a very tactical race so far. Looking at Mackenzie, actually, who's battling. This is Armar Carr, who I don't believe is actually pitted yet. Mackenzie is going to go past him very easily, and unfortunately for Carr, the one stop for him following his win last time out in Azerbaijan is unfortunately not working for him. And so Mackenzie is through, and he's up another position. It's not going well for Carr at the moment. Willers at the moment running on his own in P3. Moichin is he's a few seconds behind him, but I don't know if he's necessarily a threat. He could still maybe be a threat for the podium. Moichin is definitely still on. Titkoff once again defending vigorously from Roberto Gao, and actually now here comes Gal and Hutter. Hutter now right on the back of Gal as they're starting to close up to this lap traffic. But the thing is, obviously Gal's not actually caught up to the traffic yet. He's nearly there, but he's got Hutter behind, who is much quicker than he is on fresher tyres, and you can see Gal's going a little bit wide, it seems, coming through the chicane. The blue flags will be out, but Hutter, I would imagine, is probably going to make the move into the first corner. He's right in the slipstream, so this is where he's got to do it right here, right now. Kudos if you got what song I'm referencing there. And now here we go. He's on the inside, is Joel Hutter. He's going to make the move right here, right now, and so is Roberto Gao, who's on the inside, ticked off. And Hutter has finally got past Gal, who actually is pitting this lap, as a matter of fact. So of course I forget Gal was on the 3 stop, and unfortunately for him, it's not worked out at all for him. And into the pits he now comes. So there we are. Unfortunately for Miguel Scow, it has not gone his way, and of course Hutter only has to pit once more, and he was just past Hutter. So I think Hutter will probably finish ahead of Gal at this point. It looks like. But as Gal changes all 4 tyres, and of course he What's that, 24? No, he won't go to the end. He'll be pitting once more. And into the pits he comes. Well, out of the pits he comes, I should say. And so he's about to come out of the pit lane. He comes out. He's going to come up behind Car. And actually, Car is so slow. He's actually even being unlapped, it looks like, by Gabriel Gomez. That is pretty bad. Car, who's still going, but he has just got no pace whatsoever. And Gomez is going to unlap himself. And he nearly actually got close to Gal there. He came out of the pit, but unfortunately Gal does get ahead of Car, which is important. And Willows is in, still not Car. But his, I think he was on the 3 actually. So would he make one more stop before the end? Actually, this could be interesting to see if he does or not. And let's see. So I don't think he'll go to the end. I'm pretty sure he won't. And no, he definitely won't. So Willows will be going on the 3. So out of the pits he comes. So it'll be interesting to see actually what happens with regards to the pace of Moichen. So he is definitely in with a shout, a Moichen of P3 at the moment. But we'll see. Now here is actually Hutter, who has caught up to the back of Roland Moichen, who actually I believe is pitting, and yes he is. So Roland Moichen is pitting for. I don't believe it. Would it be his final stop of the race? It might. It could be actually. We'll see actually if he does go to the end or not. But at the same time, here we are looking actually at Franco Gamba, who has just overtaken Armar Car. So Franco Gamba, who started way down the order on the penultimate row of the grid, has just passed Armar Car for 8th position. This is really not good for Car. It's, well, I do feel for him though, because he's been put on a terrible strategy. Now here is Roberto Gamba on the inside. This is of, I believe, now Turunen, and it is, but he's not quite made the move stick actually. Woodard is coming up to the back of the Haas there, so Moichen comes out, and I think he'll come in ahead of Gal comfortably. So, and actually, will he go to the end actually? 18, no, I don't think he will go to the end. I think he might have one more stop to go. So, I thought Moichen might have tried to go to the end, but maybe not. But Willows has actually now lapped Roke there, but Hutter, of course, will be pitting once more for the end, but he won't be pitting for a few more laps at least, so Joel Hutter's definitely possibly in with a shout, as we're looking at Gal, who's all over the back of Jay McKenzie. This is a battle for position. You need to get past the Renault, because at this moment in time, this is a legitimate battle, because Gal, unfortunately, on the 3 stop, just seemingly hasn't had the pace. Well, he can blame, I suppose, the traffic for that, but he just has really struggled this race compared to Hutter, who's on the 2 stop. It's definitely looking, for him anyway, the favourable strategy. So we've still got, we're on lap 40, so we've still got 26 laps to go. Now here's Gal. He's going to try and make a move on the inside of the Renault, and this might be the move done, will it? He's on the inside, and yes, is it? Yes? No? He's still not quite done it there yet, as Willis is going past yet more traffic, more cars to lap. Now Turunen is trying to get past, and actually Gal has passed McKenzie, so he's now finally done it. Roland Moichen, the gap to Gal, over 5 seconds. Now Roberto Gamba trying to get past now Turunen. The battle's still going on. Oh, there was almost a bit of contact there coming through the left-hander, but fortunately they kept it clean. Now Roberto Gamba coming through, but now they've got Roke behind them as well in a battle with them too. So as we're looking through on board with Roke, he's got the blue flag and he's got the pink Mercedes in his mirrors. So at this moment in time, Volker gap to Lopez is 4.9 seconds. Of course, Lopez is not pitting, still not pitting yet. So at this moment in time, it looks pretty favourable to Volker at the moment, because it's only less than 5 seconds the gap. So Lopez will probably have a lot to do if he wants to close up in the remaining laps. But anyway, looking at this battle, so now here's Moichen, who's got a lap Roke coming into the chicane, which he does so. Now if we're looking onto the front straight, looking at Florian Volker right now in P2. Looking at Roke battling with now Turunen. He's going to try and make a move on the inside. It's very close between the two. There's a little bit of contact. Roke has managed to get his way through. He's now past the pink Mercedes. Up yet another position. Now Turunen yet again, as I said, struggling, and Gal has got more lap traffic to get through yet again. He actually doesn't make it into the chicane there. Will he try the old late dive bomb into the next one? No, he doesn't actually. I still can't believe that when he did on the Salbers. It generally took me by surprise, and he gets held up by now Turunen actually going into the pits as well. Really just compounding this misery. Lopez is going a lot longer, and he's got Volker all over. That's coming right up to the back of him. So it looks, as I said, pretty favourable for Florian Volker at this moment in time. closing up to the back of his teammate Lopez, and actually there's a couple of cars coming into the pits. There's one that was about to come in, there's one that has come in. Volker coming off the final chicane, round turn 16, heading towards, past the finish line, heading towards turn 1. Lopez, the gap now down to 1.2, it was 1.9, now down to 1.2, but obviously crucially for Lopez, this Force India might actually help him. He's come out right in front of Volker there, as Roke lets the Red Bull go through, so that could help, and obviously the Force India, of course, has just come out of the pits as well, so that will not please Florian Volker, because he wants to get past Lopez as quickly as possible, so he has a secure gap. I wonder if now Turner will try and unlap himself past Lopez, though, because he's just come out of the pits on fresher tyres, so we'll see what is going to happen here, if now Turner will help or not. He's in between, he's not exactly letting Volker through, and he's all over the back of Lopez here, so this is very interesting to see what is happening. So as we look at Volker all over, coming through onto the back straight, the positive now Turner, he is trying to go past Lopez, and I think he's going to do it, and he is going to unlap himself, and Volker might wake his way through here, and nearly, but now Turner on fresher tyres goes through, and obviously Lopez is struggling at this moment in time, and he's going to have to keep his teammate behind him if he wants any chance of winning this race. As we're coming through the final chicane, now Turner having unlapped himself, he's going to get away from these two Mercedes that are battling each other. As they come through, is Etienne Jones. We've not seen anything from him at this race, but he's been at the back, well, the whole race anyway. Now this is the battle for the lead. Now he is about to go through Florian Volker. This is for the race lead, and Volker is going to overtake his teammate Franco Lopez, and he takes P1. This is before, of course, his final stop. Lopez is going to be going a lot longer, a few laps longer than his teammates, so at this moment in time Volker is looking the favourite. Here we are looking at Willers, who is going past Joel Hutter, but I think Hutter is still going to pit, I'm pretty sure, and I think he is going to pit fairly soon, so we'll see Hutter as he slots behind Willers. That is the battle for P3, so Willers now back onto the podium. So Hutter, as it looks like he's probably going to get a top 5 out of this race. Might finish behind his teammate, behind Roland Moitin, I should say. I don't think he'll finish behind his teammate, though. Not sure. But the gap, 7 seconds! How has Volker just got that much to Lopez? That is insane. So Lopez really struggling on those tyres, and if he wants any chance, I think he really needs to pit now if he wants any chance of winning this race. But Volker has shown some fantastic pace, it seems, as here we are looking at Franco Gamba, who's right now yet again an impressive recovery in 8th position. And here we are looking at now Turton, who's going past the Sauber of Gabriel Gomez, heading towards turn 1. He's going to go through him pretty easily, and he's got Roke just in front as well. He'll lap pretty quickly. Actually, Gomez is pitting this lap, and actually so is Roke, actually, as a matter of fact. So that is going to be a battle between those two. But at this moment in time, now Turton on fresher tyres, and of course he is going to the end. He's going to go past. Is he? No, not quite. Roke, oh no, he will go past now because Roke's gone wide, so surely he'll go through. Now Turton, yes he does. And Roke needs to be careful because Gomez is there, but Volker crucially is there. He needs to get past his lap traffic quickly. And he'll get past Gomez, and he'll now get past Roke, as he'll let the faster Mercedes through, which he does. And actually does Roke, no, fortunately I thought Gomez might be there to try and take the position off of Roke, but that will be a pit stop battle to come to see who will win that battle. But at this moment in time now, Turin, who's on fresher tyres, I don't know if he's really got any chance of any points or not. Now here's Gomez actually, who's trying to get past Roke. This is a battle for position, very close, nearly contact between the two. They'll be coming, as I said, into the pits on this lap, so it'll be a pit stop battle to see who stays in front. As they come through the right-hander, Roke going a little bit wide, really struggling on those tyres, but he'll get off them and he'll have fresh rubber to put down. So he comes through, misses the apex by a mile. Now is finally coming through the final chicane, and will now make a sharp right to the pit. I mean, that pit entry there, particularly this track, is just so awkward. And so now they're in for their final stops of the race. So into the pits they come. And so the question is, who is going to win this pit stop? Will it be Haas? Will they get all 4 tyres on their car? Or will it be the Sauber team? So as Roke will actually come into his pit box first. Gomez will come in just a little bit after. I would imagine Roke probably will still come out ahead. I don't know. You never know in the OC. But Roke changes all 4. fuel to the end, and he goes out, and yep, I think he'll definitely be ahead. Gomez only just going out now, so there we are. I know they'll come out just ahead of, I think, Willows, but they'll be on fresher tyres, importantly. As looking at, you can see now Tunen there just staying ahead of Volker, who actually, of course, is pitting this lap, so here we go. Florian Volker is pitting for the final time, and it looks pretty good for him. I wasn't sure, actually, after his 3-stop was going to work if Lopez kept the gap out in front, but Lopez, unfortunately, his tyres are gone, and Volker on those fresher tyres just has taken the lead and comfortably at this moment is beating his teammate, it looks like. But of course, we've still got 16 laps to go, and you never know what could happen. So the gap, actually, what is the gap now? It's over 9, it's probably going to be about 10 seconds by the time Volker comes to the pits, so that is very, very interesting. And I think if it was a lot closer, then maybe I would say Lopez still has a chance, but I really don't think, even though Lopez will be on much fresher tyres than Volker at the end, they'll have enough of a gap to close up on as Volker comes through into the pits for the final stop of the race. Just about, probably a quarter of the race to go, just about. And into the pits he comes. And into the pits he is. So there we go. Changes all 4 tyres.
Okay, no pressure.
And of course Lopez will finally take the lead. Volker will catch up pretty quickly, and Lopez will probably be pitting in probably 3-4 laps time maybe. It'll be quite late. But I said Lopez will be so much quicker at the end. And speaking of cars coming to pits, Willows is going to be coming to pits for his final stop of the race. And I don't actually know if Hutter, I think Hutter still has to pit, I'm pretty sure, and he'll probably pit a couple of laps after maybe. But I'm pretty sure he'll still have to go into the pits anyway, so interesting to see where Hutter finishes. I think he'll probably finish, I wonder if he'll finish ahead of Moitin or not. He might finish behind him, but it might be close at the end. We shall see. But Willows changes all 4 tyres, comes in, and there we are. So changes all 4 tyres, and is back out on to, well, he'll still have to go at 80 kilometres. Down to P5, down behind Moitin and behind Hutter. He will crucially, I think, well actually this might be close, will he come up behind Gal? This might not do him good actually if he does. And the answer is, no, he is behind Gal, and Gal will be pitting in a few laps, so we'll see actually. That could have an influence, that could help Moitin and Hutter, but well, it'll probably certainly help, I would say, Moitin more than Hutter, but we'll see. As we're looking at Volker, I said, once again, who is going to take the lead of this race once his teammate Lopez goes in for his final stop of the race. So as we look, well, this is the gap now, 13 seconds, and Hutter is 15 behind, but he's pitting, of course. Now here is Maxime Titkov, who's going past, it looks like, the Sauber of Tomaselli coming down the front straight, and he's going to make the move into the first corner. This should be the move, pretty done and dusted, and this should be done. He's through, 14th position, just like that. So, said, unfortunately for Sauber, they've not had a good race either. And actually, Lopez is now coming in for his final stop of the race. So the gap was about, it was over 10 seconds. So, I don't know. I'm still not necessarily convinced that he can do it. I mean, it's. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's probably. The odds are not in his favour. I would say the odds are definitely not in his favour. That is for sure. So as he comes through the end of the first sector of the lap. And as we're looking through the rest of the order, Moitin actually has... Oh, Moitin has passed Hutter on the circuit. Now that is interesting. Moitin has passed Hutter on track. So that is a battle for position, that is for sure. So, there it is. So Hutter has been passed by Moitin. So Moitin has said having a fantastic race. And he has passed Hutter. And this is a battle for what will be P4, because they'll both have to pit. So we'll have P3. But for P4, Moitin is so far the driver who is taking it, and he's performed exceptionally well in this race, I have to say. So there we go. Now into the pits comes Franco Lopez for his final stop of the race for Mercedes, and as I said, it is looking pretty good for, well, it's certainly going to be a Mercedes win, but the question is, which one is it going to be? And so as he changes all 4 tyres, of course fueled enough to the end, there we go. And let's see as he comes out of the pits. Well, the question is, of course, will he be behind a lot of lap traffic or not? And so let's see. So you're coming out. It will obviously be P2. Hutter and Moitin were battling with each other, so they are in absolutely no danger whatsoever to them. and he comes out of the pits, and looks like he'll come out just ahead of this traffic actually, so he will come out ahead of Moichin. It was fairly close though, but Mercedes will be so far clear of everyone else on fresher tyres. So Lopez out in P2, so at the moment it's yet again a Mercedes 1-2, and it's looking pretty good for them right now. So the question is, will Lopez be able to close the gap? Well, it'll be interesting what the gap is. He's got 13 laps, 17 seconds in 13 laps. He'll certainly close up, that's for sure, but I'm not convinced that will happen. But as I said, you never know. Now here's Mackenzie coming through the final chicane. He's actually coming into the pits, and so is Franco Gamma behind. So I wonder if Gamma, who has been closing onto the back of Mackenzie, as I said, Gamma's made yet again another great race, a great recovery, and he's now into the top 10. He's certainly going to finish, it looks like P8. I wonder if he'll actually be able to have a battle with Mackenzie or not. He's been closing up on him, but we shall see as we look at the two drivers coming into the pits for their final stops of the race. So I would imagine Renault will win this pit stop battle unless they have a terrible stop, or unless someone comes in and blocks them from doing it. So they change all 4 tyres, and Gamba comes out, and he will come up behind Mackenzie. So same positions as before. Was pretty close though. Mackenzie's going to come out. They're both going to come out, I think, just ahead of the faster cars. So although Lopez is going to be past them pretty quickly. Actually, Joel Hutter is now in the pits, so I wonder if he is going to try the undercut on Renault Moichin, who I don't think has pitted yet, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see what happens here. But Hutter is going to pit, and he'll try the undercut to see if he can get P4 off Renault Moichin, who, as I said, has performed exceptionally well this race, you have to say. Definitely has been up with the big guns, and he's performed yet again very well. So out of the pits Hutter comes, and the question is, when is Moichin coming in for his final stop? That's the thing I'm interested in. Next lap, as a matter of fact, to obviously cover and to stop any chance of a potential undercut. So we'll see if Moichin does come out ahead of Hutter. I have to see how good his in-lap was, but well, his out-lap, I guess. But anyway, Moichin comes in, all 4 tyres, goes to the end. Will he still come out ahead of Hutter? Is going to be the big question, the €1,000,000 question. Actually, Galler's coming for his final stop of the race, and as I said, unfortunately for him, the 3-stop has not worked in his favour, as he's only just coming in, so he's going to finish comfortably behind his teammate Hutter. But I'm just really interested to see where where Moichin goes out of the pits, if he comes ahead of Hutter. I would imagine he was. The gap was about, I think, 3 to 4 seconds, I think, when Hutter came in. But you never know what his pace was like on the outlap. So, and Moichin did come out ahead of Hutter, actually. So, as I said, he's now in a legitimate P4 as one at a time, Moichin. But the question, he is ahead of Hutter. But the question is, will Hutter be able to close up? Because there's only a difference, a 1-lap difference, I should say, in tyres. So, we'll see what happens coming to the end of the race, really. It's going to be fascinating to see, as Mackenzie going past his old teammate Roke there, coming through the chicane, as the Toro Rosso comes into the pits, and Mackenzie, I thought for a second then, was about to go into the manner of Titkoff there, fortunately didn't. Lopez goes by the Williams there, coming through onto the front straight. He'll have, unfortunately for him, he's got traffic. He's got Mackenzie to lap, he's got Roke to lap as well. He has got a number of cars to lap before the end of this race. As we're looking at the moment, Joseph Williams right now running in P3, as we're looking at Moichin going past some of the lap traffic. So what's the gap actually? It's only a second actually, so it's not far off. So I'm interested. You can see Moichin just going through the chicane there. So it is going to be very, very interesting to see who finishes P4. Well, as I said, we know it's going to be a Mercedes that is going to win this race. That is for sure. But the question is, which one is it going to be? Is it going to be the German, or is it going to be the Argentinian? So that is going to be the big question. Evan Byrne actually is in the pits for his final stop of the race. There's still a couple of cars pitting very late on at this moment in time, so they're going to be obviously clear. As we're looking at Lopez, who's going past, I think, one Haas, and trying to lap the other. Oh my word, that is exceptionally close, I have to say. And fortunately, no damage done there, but he almost went into the other Haas there. That could have been Terrible for him. The gap, what is the gap? 15 seconds, and there's only 9 laps to go, so I don't unfortunately think it is going to happen for him. He says he's certainly going to close up the gap at the end, but I just don't think he's going to be able to finish. Oh, there's a car out! There's a car out of this race, and that is Paolino Tomaselli who is out, and so what's happened to him here? That is a weird place to have an accident. And so we'll see the replay, but what on earth has happened here? So, has Willer's been involved? It looks like he has. And so, as we're looking coming through, Willow's behind the Salvador. Oh, he goes to the back of him! No way! And wow, so that will mean Morchid is going to be on the podium. Brother Morchid is going to be on the podium. And oh my word, I can't believe what I've just seen there. Joseph Willows has just gone into the back of Tomaselli with just 9 laps to go of this race, and Roland Morchid is going to take 3rd position. But the question is actually, of course, now, I was saying it was going to be a battle for 4th, now it is going to be a battle for 3rd. So Willows has dropped down, obviously, into 5th position now. We've got 9 laps to go. They've already gone past. Don't know if he'll close up before the end or not. I'm not entirely sure. It's going to be interesting to see, but as I said, Roland Morchid is on the podium for Force India, and here we are. This is actually the battle for 3rd. This is with 5 laps left, and Hutter is all over the back of Morchid. Oh, they make contact. Hutter goes into the back of Morchid, and I think he's made it through. Hutter, has he? No, yes, and he has. Oh dear, Morchid's probably not going to be happy at the way that he's lost the position there, and wow. So unfortunately, for Morchid, he is not going to get a podium. I can't even remember the last time he actually did get a podium. It has been a long while, and wow. So here's the 2 McLarens battling. This is Roberto Gamba going past his teammates. So Roberto Gamba, how's he ended up all the way into 17th? He was running in the points at the start of this race, and oh dear me, it's been a terrible, 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 terrible day for McLaren, but the opposite of terrible. It's been a great, 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 great day for Mercedes at this moment in time. It's going to be a 1-2, and Florian Volker is set to take victory at this moment in time. The gap is only 8 seconds, but Lopez is now going to be able to close that down the last lap. So the gap did come down, but Lopez needed probably a few more laps, and he might have been close, but Volker hasn't really needed to put the hammer down, and has held a comfortable lead over Lopez. So, and it's going to be good news for Mercedes as well. Particularly good news for Lopez, who will extend his lead in the championship, and Franco Gamba is up to 8th position. He's actually passed Omar Carr on the circuit, so as you can see. So unfortunately for Carr, the 1 stop for him was utterly, utterly dreadful. It just didn't work for him at all. He had no pace. I'm surprised anyone would do it around this circuit. But anyway, enough of that. We are looking at your race leader Volker coming round the chicane for the 66th and the final time, and Florian Volker is set to win the Spanish Grand Prix. It's been a fantastic day for Mercedes. Florian Volker is going to win the Spanish Grand Prix, and it's going to be a 1-2 for Mercedes across the line. He wins. So now, as we're looking at the rest of the order, Byrne just missing out points to Lopez across the line. P2, he'll be happy with that. He'll extend his championship lead. Mackenzie, a good result for him as well. 7th position, he'll definitely be very happy with that one. Definitely outfoxed his teammate Byrne today. He comes across the line in 7th. Franco Gamba, a very good recovery in 8th. Now disappointing in 12th. Carr 9th. He'll want to forget this race very quickly as well. Roke in 13th position. And so there we are. So he'll be pretty disappointed with that one. Just not on the same league as his teammate. His teammate really outperformed him today. He just had no pace, Roke, compared to his teammate, and Gamba just got through the field very quickly. Gomez as well. Disappointing race for both Saubers. They had no pace either. Gomez stuck at the back for most of the race. Here comes Titkoff in 15th. Parachki will take 10th. He'll be pretty happy with that. Hutter will take P3. Another podium for him. He'll be very happy with that. Morchid, a fantastic performance. He'll be gutted, though, to lose probably the podium in the way he did. Willow's coming across the line in P5. Nicholas Gao in P6. Unfortunately, Gao 3-stop didn't work for him. Compared to the others, he was one of the few that actually didn't work, to be honest. Roberto Gamba into the pits in 16th, and behind him is Jones at 19th position alive. We never saw him at all, Jones. He was so far behind. And I think he was lapped like at least 3 times, I think. Sontag 17th, De Rossa 18th. So there we go. Race is over. We'll take a look at the full race results and the drivers and constructors standings. So Volker winning ahead of his teammate Lopez. The gap was only 7.7 at the end. Joel Hudson in 3rd, Roland Morchid in 4th. Just was 5th, Miguel Gasly 6th, last car on the lead lap, with Jay McKenzie, Frankie Gamma, Armar Khan, and Enes Barachki completing the points in 10th. Evan Byrne was actually 2 laps down, 11th position, so that's how dominant the Mercedes were today, with Franco Lopez also setting the fastest lap at 1:21.4. Now Turner 12th, Roque 13th, Gomez 14th, Tico 15th, Gamba 16th, Sontag 17th, sorry, De Rossa 18th, and Jones 3 laps down 19th. He was so far off the pace today, with Tomaselli, Chung, and Campana not finishing this race. Of course, the lap record at Spain still stands from nearly 10 seasons ago, with Miguel Gasly still setting the lap record. But in the points, Franco Lopez leading by 22 points ahead of Jose Williams, moves ahead of his teammate Carr in second. Volker on the same points as Carr, but just behind Williams, 2 points. Joel Hunter down in 5th. Miguel Gasly Moiti moving up to 7th ahead of Frank Gamma. McKenzie up to 9th ahead of now turning in 10th. Byrne in 11th, where he finished in the race. Gomez in 12th, Tomaselli 13th, Gamma 14th, Roque 15th, Parachki 16th, staying there despite getting the point. Chung 17th, Jones and Sontag with 1 point, 18th and 19th, with Titkoff, Campana and De Rossa on 0 points. So now we'll finally take a look at the constructor standings after Spain. Mercedes moving ahead of Ferrari actually by 22 points as well, the gap from first to second in the driver standings. How ironic. Red Bull in 3rd, Force India moving up to 4th ahead of Haas, Renault in 6th, Sauber 7th, McLaren 8th, Torosso moving on the same points as McLaren in 9th but didn't move ahead, Manor in 10th, Williams in 11th, but as I said, all teams have scored a point this season. But that is it for the Spanish Grand Prix. Not a bad race, I guess. It was not bad, I suppose, for Spanish standards. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check all our links in the description, our Discord, merch, Twitter, all those links. Don't forget to, as usual, vote for driver of the day. I give the race a rating out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you for the Monaco Grand Prix, one of the most famous circuits on the calendar. Goodbye.